Hello everyone, welcome to the 20th episode of The Ruins of Warsaw. I'm Alexandra and I'm the storyteller.
Hi, I'm Dolores and I'm playing Janina of Clan Bruja.
Hi, my name is Faye and I'm playing Beatrice of Clan Malkavian.
Hi, I'm Aurora and I'm playing Mara of Clan Nosferatu.
Thank you so much for being with us. To continue the story, we had a bit of a break 2 weeks ago, but now we're all together again here. And since last episode was more focused on Mara and Janina and what they got up to during their stay with the Anarchs, today we will start with Bea and focus more on her at the start of the episode to catch her up and see what she got up to after the coterie separated. But just to quickly recap, after discussing their future with the Anarchs or Camarilla, the coterie decided to, at least for a moment, split because Bea wanted to find her sire and she decided to go back to Hotel Bristol and was accompanied by Isidore, seeming leader of the Anarchs, who had matters to discuss with the Camarilla. Mara and Janina stayed at Łazienki Park with the Anarchs, got to know them a bit better, discussed their situation, which was described as rather strained. That's why the whole issue of joining up with the Camarilla, or at least coming to some sort of understanding and cooperation, was raised, and the mood on that among Anarchs was fairly split. Mara and Janina were firmly against any such notions. They also noticed on their trip to feed some rats observing and decided to speak to one on the hope that it might actually not be so bad like the Anarchs think, but someone else. However, after Mara talked to one and recognized the figure she indeed witnessed in Sabat, they quickly stopped their little conversation and decided to visit sewers briefly in the hope of contacting some of the clan Nosferatu that has been friendly to them mostly so far. But after venturing into the sewers briefly and finding nothing but a dead body and darkness, they thought better of it and for now at least decided to retreat. After which they returned to the Anarchs, not paying very close attention to their surroundings and who was following them. And while they were there, back with the Anarchs, they were visited by Malkavian primogen, who went straight for them and asked for them to go help their mother, Felicia, their sire, who's been looking for them when they went missing, and had a run-in with a woman from Sabat who left her in pretty bad shape. And after some attempts to talk back and primogen losing patience a little bit, Mara and Janina agreed, and at the end of last session, they ventured towards the building indicated by the primogen to look for Felicia. And we will get back to that. But first, let's start with Bea. Bea, you've just separated with your sisters, heading back towards Hotel Bristol, towards Felicia. You are walking with Isidore, who offered to walk you there. And as you are moving further away from the water tower where the Anarchs are making their haven right now, you see that he is walking very carefully, observing his surrounding, trying to stay hidden. Can you roll me your perception and alertness, please? With difficulty 8.
Okay. And I'm still injured, so I need to take that away. Right. 2 successes.
I have 2 successes.
Yes.
So just as Isidore is looking in one direction, you pay attention and you follow his stare and notice a crow sitting on a branch of a chestnut tree, watching the two of you, looking in your direction. Isidore is looking at it, considering.
Do I get a bad omen from the crow?
Roll your perception and awareness. Difficulty 7.
Wow. I've rolled 2 10s in there. So that is 4 successes.
4 successes. Yes. You see it grasping the branch very tightly, and its claws going into the wood. The wood looks almost as if it was breaking. It's just shadows, but they make the branch look as if it was crackling, as if the crow was managing to squeeze it and break it with its force and its head. It's observing you very closely, and you know there is someone dangerous behind it. And you know that something is wrapping itself around this whole place, just like the feet of the crow are wrapping themselves around the small branch, squeezing it and seemingly breaking it. And you again get the sense that this is a dangerous place with something circling closer and closer to it.
That crow is under the influence of something that does not have good intentions for us.
I suspected as much. We should move quickly. Let's hope it doesn't follow. Try to lose it. And he is leading you further into some of the bushes and trees. And eventually you leave the park. And when you do, instead of walking the street, Isidore leads you towards one of the ruined buildings. And inside it, and hides there, and starts walking very carefully, very stealthily through of the building, climbing over the rubble, going into the next one. And you see the crow follow you for some time, but eventually it disappears and doesn't appear to be anywhere in the vicinity.
Okay. I will also try to be as subtle as possible, and occasionally if we sort of stop to listen, then I'll try to sort of use obfuscate where possible.
You can easily do that. You hide from time to time better than he can. But eventually you are further away from the park, walking up the street towards Hotel Bristol. He looks to you, searches for you, not seeing you at first as you are hiding, but just says at this point they are always nearby observing. I don't think we can stay in this place for much longer.
No. Death is coming for that place. I've foreseen it.
If you say that, then I believe you. Oscar has been unsettled recently as well.
I have a relatively good instinct for these things. Many of my clan do.
I know as much. Thank you for your warning.
Anytime.
Your friend, the Nosferatu, Mara, I had a bit of a chat with her when we woke up.
Oh?
She seems, well, her heart is in the right place, but she seems like a very troubled person. I got the feeling she really needs someone to talk to.
Yes. The girls have both had difficulty adjusting to this life. And the last few nights have been especially taxing. As I understand it, they were already reaching somewhat of a boiling point with the Camarilla.
Who doesn't sooner or later?
I try to keep my face. I try to keep my face straight.
And he just looks towards the sky with some tiredness for a moment. Looks to you again. If they end up staying with us, we'll take care of them as much as we can.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
But I can't promise we'll be able to keep them away from the Camarilla like they want, or safe. I guess we'll see how my meeting will go. He says, and he strengthens a bit and starts walking a bit faster.
I don't have really anything in the way of influence, but I will see if there's anything I can do.
That would be appreciated. But if you just direct me to the right people, I can take care of things. Companions.
I pause and try to recall some of the faces from the Camarilla, because that's a bit tricky for me.
You remember Felicia?
Great. I think I will pause then when he asks me to do that, and there's like a look of slight nervousness and I guess internal frustration as I try to think on the faces.
Is something wrong?
I suppose you would have overheard my conversation with the girls earlier. I have some difficulty recalling things from nights prior. So I will do my best to point you in the direction of those important, but I might have difficulty recalling details.
Don't worry, then. It's a good thing that I can accompany you there. I'm sure once I find my sire, he'll direct me where I need to go. He says, and he tenses up a bit as he says that.
The player, can't remember whether Bea knows who his sire is, so I will not make a comment.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it got mentioned in front of Bea.
Fair enough.
And you keep walking. Or did you want to say something more?
Yes. You seem to have a tense relationship with your sire.
Well, we had our share of arguments. You might call it like that. I suppose he isn't pleased with my choices. Or doesn't understand them. Anyway.
I'm sure he'll ultimately be pleased to know that you're safe, however.
Probably.
Then I'll follow him through the streets.
And you're walking through the street. It takes you not quite an hour, but it's a fairly long walk. Actually, and you before wasted quite a bit of time hiding and crawling through the rubble. And eventually, you're getting closer to the street where Hotel Bristol is. You see more people there, some cars driving by. As you approach,
I'm starting to feel a bit anxious about my appearance, given I've still not managed to find any replacement clothes, and I still look like somebody who's been tortured by the Sabbat for 3 days.
You do, and as you're approaching the more populated, frequented areas, Isidore takes off his coat and offers it to you. Maybe you'd like to take this, at least to enter the hotel. I know.
Yes.
Otherwise, people might stare, and I know some in the Camarilla probably won't appreciate that.
No, I would also appreciate not being stared at for whilst I'm in such a state. I'll see if I can pull out like a handkerchief or something from my pocket and like wrap my hands so that I'm not going to bleed all over his nice coat.
You can wrap your hand. You're not quite bleeding that much now, but your clothes are kind of torn and dirty, and you look you need a good scrubbing.
Yeah. Okay.
And you are going towards Hotel Bristol. You see it now, not far from you. And you enter the lobby. As you do, you see, as always, some people inside, some elegantly dressed people, some people in military uniforms speaking Russian. You see Isidore giving them this dark, angry stare as he enters. And his eyes linger on them for a bit longer than would be reasonable to do so. But he turns away, quite tense, and smiles at you. I'm afraid I have to count on you if you can remember.
It's the blind leading the blind. Do I remember sort of the motions of going?
I think you can recall as you enter. You've been here.
I let my feet lead me.
Yes, and it's a place that was fairly safe for you. So you feel more at ease, and with that you can sort of remember the way. Where do you wish to go? Where?
The lounge, or the place where I know the kindred will be. I basically need to not be in front of all the humans right now because I am a mess.
Yes, so you can. You get a bit lost and hesitant at few points, but then it comes back to you, and you remember the way. And you get to the lounge. Isidore just follows you.
Probably when I get to the door, there's a brief moment where I kind of slowly open, check I'm in the right place, and then walk
before
in.
You do, you hear the piano music,
okay,
which seems
fine.
familiar. And you know you're in the right place. And as you enter, you indeed see Bruno playing. You see Rahela and Elisa sitting near him talking. You see the Toreador primogen and a dark-haired woman who often sits near him, but not the other men. You feel anger when you look at this fancy man sitting there. And you feel
Wonderful.
certain warmer feelings when you look at Rahela and Bruno. Something nicer. There's a few other people that you don't have any. You think you might have seen them, but not have very clear contact with them. And as you enter, and Isidore enters after you, everyone stares.
Wonderful. Just what I've always wanted.
And there is this pause. Even Bruno looks and pauses playing for a
I
moment.
hate everything about this.
And Bruno's hands start to shake a bit. Isidore is just looking around. You see some woman leave the room and go through the other exit.
Great. I'll assume the authorities have been contacted. I will approach Rahela.
So you start walking towards Rahela, and Rahela starts, she sees you, and she starts walking towards you as well. And before you reach each other, you just hear the voice coming from the fancy man sitting there. Oh, Count Grabowski, what a pleasure to see you again. Tell me, how are your nihilists, was it? Socialists? And do you look back?
Yeah, I'll look back with a slight tension.
You look back with a slight tension, and you see Isidore on the verge of losing it. He is holding himself together just.
Oh, damn it. I'm in Elysium. I can't.
I'll say to him, it's okay. And
if I could try to lower the emotional state in this room, that would be wonderful. I'm not
do you
really
want to use your dementation on
I
him?
would like to, yes, I would like to use that, because I've been told that using that if you're worried that someone might lose it in a space is okay.
It's true. So, roll your charisma and empathy with difficulty 8.
Oh, good. There is at least 1 10 in there. That is 3 successes.
3 successes. So Isidore indeed relaxes as you do that. And he gives Mikhail Orlov, the Toreador primogen, a smile and says, "My companions are indeed well, Mikhail." After which he turns and starts heading towards Bruno. He looks to you and gives you a smile. And a nod.
Not slightly. And yes, turn back to Rahela.
And Rahela is now like coming closer to you. She paused as that was happening, sort of. But she is now coming up to you. And she looks for a moment as if she wanted to just hug you. And she is coming towards you, and then she stops and looks to you. And she like lowers her hands and doesn't.
I will smile at her warmly then. And my hands are now out of the pockets, and I think it's now obvious that I have holes in my hands.
She looks definitely like worried and scared when she sees that. Bea, it's good to see you. Everyone was so well. I was so worried.
Thank you.
Where's Mara? Where's Janina?
They're safe for the moment, but they...
That's good.
I have some information, but I'm not sure who best to speak to at the moment or who's available.
Oh, I'm sure someone will be any moment now.
Yes, I appear to have caused a bit of a scene. Apologies.
She glances to Isidore. I don't think that was you. And you see him talking to Bruno, and Bruno nodding and looking relieved and smiling slightly.
Is Felicia here?
She pauses for a moment and looks kind of sad, like she's wondering how to phrase something.
Oh no.
No, when you went missing, you've been gone for almost a week now.
I am surprised by that. A week?
It's been almost that. She was losing patience and she left to look for you, and we haven't seen her since. Bruno tried to talk her out of it, but she wouldn't listen, and she didn't want me to come with her. I don't know where she is. I'm sorry.
On a chair. I slowly sit down on a chair, just kind of staring into the middle distance. Thank you for letting me know.
She looks to you. You are really hurt. More than you were before.
Yes.
I almost didn't see it. But I do now.
I think I'm struggling to keep it together at this point. Because I came here looking for my sire, and my sire isn't here, and she's probably in danger. What's the lighting like in this room? Is it like
it's
electric
very
lighting?
Bright. It's it is electric lighting, yeah.
Okay. I want to focus on the light and the bulbs and any dust motes that might be in the room, and try and figure out whether Felicia is going to be safe.
Then roll your perception and awareness with difficulty 8.
That's 4 successes.
4 successes. So you're looking at the dust now. Everything sort of blanks away. You hear some voices, some whispers around you. But they become quieter and quieter as you focus on the dust in the air, its patterns, its dance. And you see the particles falling not quite calmly and regularly, but crashing into one another, and crashing and crashing. And you know Felicia crashed against something that hurt her, and again and again. And you know she's in pain. You know she's hurting. You know something is pulling her emotions, her body, causing pain, but you know it is internal. It's like she's struggling with herself. There is this pain that came to her and it won't go, and it's twisting her. And she isn't in danger. The fall of the particles is disturbed, but they still fall like they should. But she is in pain.
I want to see if I can reach out of myself to her and send her that I'm safe and that I will come for her. I don't know. I don't think I can get the full meaning across, but if I could get just something to ease her mind, maybe that would help.
Well, roll your perception and awareness again, with difficulty 9.
Yeah. 3 successes.
3 successes. So you focus on this feeling of Felicia in pain, and you try to seek her with your mind and reach to her, contact her somehow, send information that you're safe to her. And you see it leaving you, your emotions sort of calming for a moment as it does. And then they return again. Rahela is looking to you. Are you all right? Do you need to go out of here for a moment? Do you need to rest?
I look to the door where somebody previously left out of. I think I need to wait here.
Yeah.
I will probably have some explaining to do. But she's in danger.
She almost wants to take your hand, but she again stops herself and doesn't.
I smile at her again and nod in thanks.
She smiles back and nods as well in understanding. As you are looking around, you do see 2 people, a man and a woman, man in a long coat, formally dressed, woman in the glasses, whom you recognized. You know they're of Clan Ventrue. You can't quite recall their names right now.
I pull out my notebook and start flicking back through that because I need to refresh my memory really quickly.
So as you're doing that, you find the notes, and around that time, Rahela turns to you and says, well, it seems somebody wants to talk to you right now. And you see indeed the woman goes again into that door where someone previously disappeared. And the man is walking towards you.
Well,
and he approaches. Beatrice.
Sir.
It's good to see you again.
Thank you, sir. I wish it were under better circumstances.
And you found the name that he is called Antony, and he's a hound for the sheriff.
Oh, great.
And the other woman is Cornelia, and she's the one who was an intermediary between you and the Ventrue primogen for whom you were working.
At myself. I wish I had that about 2 minutes earlier. Oh well.
Rahela, as he approaches, just nods to you, and she stands away and stands up and moves away. Antony sits next to you. I am glad to see you back. I must admit, we worried the worst happened.
That's fair. Had it not been for... Sorry, what was Isidore's surname?
Grabowski.
Had it not been for Count Grabowski and his companions, we likely would not have made it out.
Well, I'm glad that they showed up in time.
Indeed.
Wondered if they ever would again, I must admit. Cornelia went to notify the primogen. I suspect he will want to speak with you shortly.
That is not surprising. I have some information, as much as can have been attained, given our position.
I'm glad to hear that, and I am glad to see you back. He says, and he softens a bit at that.
Oh,
Where
smiles.
are your friends? Are they?
They are.
have they been
They are
lost?
safe. They are safe. They are with Count Grabowski's companions. I came back to give my reports. I will include details.
I'm glad to hear that as well. I wouldn't want harm to come to them.
Thank you, sir. I'm sitting there just kind of massaging the knuckles of my hand. Just kind of occasionally looking at him in the eye and occasionally staring into the distance. I
He looks
understand.
to you.
I understand my sire has left looking for us.
Yes, Felicia. Against our advice and any good judgment went to look for you unaccompanied. She was distraught. I'm sorry.
Thank you. I'm trying to hold it together because I don't want to cry in front of the hound or the Toreador primogen.
He's just looking to you. Again, his face softened, much more compassionate now. If you require anything, I'm sure my clan will be able to provide within reason.
Thank you, sir. For now, I'll just need to collect myself before I give my report. I might need access to my room again. I'm not convinced I still have the key.
Which room was it?
I'll give him the number.
Yeah, you find you have the number. I will sort it out.
Thank you, sir.
Please wait here.
Of course. And I'll sort of sit back down as sort of properly as I can, given I'm a complete state right now.
And he walks out of the lounge. Quite quick step, very straight, looking straight ahead. Around the time you see the man you recognize as the Bruja primogen enter the room and glance straight towards Isidore, who looks straight at him.
I will watch
having
this interaction.
spoken with Bruno previously. And Zygmunt smiles very kindly and comes up closer. Isidore, I am glad to see that you are well. How are your people doing? And Isidore kind of tenses, like, they're not my people, they're my comrades.
I slightly flinched at that and a sort of,
At which Zygmunt just smiles and nods his head. Of course. Please come with me. We have much to discuss. And Isidore just nods. And he puts his hand on Bruda's arm. and squeezes it slightly, leans in and whispers something into his ear, and Bruno just nods. After which Isidore follows out, ignoring everyone else, follows Zygmunt out of the lounge. And soon after, Antoni doesn't return, but you see a man you sort of recognized, a bald man who looks familiar. You know you've sorted out things with him before. Who just enters, goes straight towards you, gives a slight bow. Miss Wozniak, here is the key to your room.
Thank you so much, sir. I'll take that.
No problem. Anything you need, you can find me downstairs.
Thank you, sir.
And with another bow, he leaves.
Right.
I will just stay sitting here by myself, trying to compose myself before I have to give the world's worst TED Talk.
So you're waiting. And
Making the occasional note in my notebook, but yes, mostly just waiting.
no one comes up to you at this point. Hela glances towards you. Eliza, a woman with auburn hair, smiles at you and gives you a nod, but she doesn't approach.
I will also smile and nod back at her. But yes.
What are you thinking about? How are you feeling in Bear's mind at the moment?
I believe the short answer would be internal screaming. I'm terrified for Felicia. I'm trying to resist the urges to just run out the door after her into the night, because I don't think that's going to help her, because that's how the problem has started, and I know I need to use my head. I want to find her, but I need to give the information that I have first, and then hopefully we can combine knowledge. I know that I need to. I had a mental note for myself to try and figure out where the Sabat's other hideout was, and I'm trying to keep this in my head, so I will write this down while I remember it. I need to find where Felicia is. There's just a lot of fear, confusion, general mental exhaustion. I'm still in pain from both my hands and the fact I'm still missing most of my stomach.
Yes, well, there are clear holes in there.
Yeah.
Made by claws of a former coterie mate.
I think now that once I arrived in the room, I probably took the coat off and folded it so that it wasn't going to get any dirtier than I probably already made it. So I'm just sitting there feeling, so I'm feeling incredibly disheveled.
And after a while, you see Cornelia enter again, and she's coming towards you.
I'll stand as she approaches.
She gives you a slight smile. Beatrice, I understand you're probably tired, but the primogen would like to see you as soon as possible.
Of course, I understand.
He is here. I can take you now, unless you require a bit of rest before.
No, it would be better to do this sooner rather than later.
I agree. Please follow me.
Of course, and I will follow her as best I can.
And she leads you to the back of the lounge, into a smaller service corridors and office rooms, and starts walking. Goes along the corridor, walks up the staircase, walks along another corridor for a bit, and knocks at the door. You hear the voice, familiar voice you've heard before, say, "Enter, please." And she opens the door. She says, "Primogen, Miss Wozniak is here." ready to speak to you. And she opens the door for you, but doesn't enter herself.
I nod to her and then head on in.
She nods to you, she closes the door behind you. And you see, sitting inside, in an armchair to the side of a desk, the Ventrue primogen with his grey silver hair and facial hair, very tight, very neatly trimmed, very elegant, wearing a white shirt and grey suit. He gestures to another armchair. Miss Woźniak, please take a seat.
Of course. And I will dust myself off slightly and then sit. I'm feeling immensely disheveled.
How are you feeling? We worried we would not see you again.
I'm feeling fortunate to still be up and about, I think is the best description I have. Thank you.
He gives a slight
inquiring.
smile at that.
As I'm sitting looking at him, I would like to spend my last dot of willpower to recall the Sabbat.
You
So
can do
that-
that. You
so
can.
that
You
I
have
can-
some notes made
I have
from
some
when
notes,
you
but I
talked
want
to
to
Janina
have.
and Mara, but you
Yeah.
can absolutely spend a point of willpower to recall, and it all comes back to you. You remember. And he gives you a moment before he asks, please tell me what happened.
Of course. We, as discussed with Cornelia, we approached the building to stake it out. Mara went to scout ahead. We then realized she'd ended up in a conflict. We went to give her backup, and we were overpowered. There were several members of the Sabbat witnessed, including a woman called Estera, who is of my clan. I believe she was previously Camarilla.
Esther,
Yes.
the Bruja.
Oh, Bruja. My apologies.
No, please continue.
Of course. She seemed open to communication and dialogue in a way that most of the others were pre-programmed for violence. Excuse me while me, the player, gets my notes again.
Yeah.
It's been a few weeks.
We can summarize that you recounted.
Yes.
Is there anything you wish to leave out?
I'll maybe not go into too much detail regarding the instant after Janina committed diablerie, but I am going to mention it, and that is why she and Mara haven't returned, because I'm going to be for the most part entirely honest, but I don't feel the need to go into like people's deep emotional traumas.
Yes, so you don't talk about that, but you say what happened. Do you mention Estera wanting to meet up with Felicia and where?
Yes, I absolutely do. Because I think that that's a tool that could be used.
And you mentioned the diablerie as well.
I do, because I don't see any point in trying to lie to these people.
And do you describe everyone you've seen in the Sabbat?
I describe everyone with as much detail as I can provide. And what clans I think that they might be of, what disciplines were witnessed.
Mm-hmm. He listens, nodding.
I'll also mention the fact that they have that there is a different hideout that they were planning to move us to, and that I can potentially try to figure out where that might be now that I know who these people are. But to do so, I would require a map.
He says, I'm sure a map can be provided.
Thank you, sir.
Your companions are well then?
For the most part, I suppose. They are at least conscious.
I would very much like to speak to them as well. You understand, it's always good to get information from several sources if possible.
I do understand. I must inquire though, will Janina be safe?
Of course, you are working for me. I will speak to the prince and resolve the matter.
Thank you, sir.
And there's just this immediate feeling of relief. Could I insight check him, however?
Yes, absolutely, you can. Roll your perception and empathy, difficulty 6.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
I'm all out of willpower, but I'm going to try.
Two successes.
He seems honest. He doesn't seem to be hiding anything. It comes across as a genuine statement.
Okay. Then I am relieved. And there's this sort of vague, unrealistic hope that maybe they can come back with me and it'll all be better. Even though I know that they're deeply unhappy here.
But who cares about that?
I think there is an acknowledgement that they're not happy, but there's kind of that I'm exhausted, and there's kind of this, I don't know, this just yearning for things to go back to the way that they used to be.
Of course.
Yeah.
And primogen smiles at you slightly. You can reassure Miss Shivak that she will be safe.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for doing this and delivering all this information.
Of course, sir.
I appreciate your service. I understand you and your companions are in need of a haven.
Yes. Bear, having completely forgotten about that at this point.
Yes.
Yep, that is definitely a thing we wanted, right?
It will be looked into.
Thank you, sir.
However, I must ask that it is crucial that your companions return quickly. I have more questions to ask.
Of course, sir. I will. Well, when I'm able to return, I will speak with them. And
a car can be arranged to take you there and pick you up the following night. Then I will see you tomorrow at my office.
Of course, sir.
I have a lot of matters to tend to there. We're living through traveling, turbulent times. One must adapt very quickly.
I understand. I vaguely look towards the door and go, sorry, just to clarify, he said that tomorrow night I will be taken to see them.
Tonight.
Tonight, right.
And tomorrow take
Right.
Mara and Janina.
Okay. Right.
The car will come to pick you all up.
Would it be possible for me to stop by my rooms beforehand? I would like to be slightly more presentable, if at all possible.
Of course.
Thank you, sir.
Speak to our servant downstairs when you're ready.
Thank you, sir.
He will arrange the car.
Of course. And once I'm given the go-ahead, I will leave politely.
He nods to you and gestures that you can leave.
Thank you, sir. And now I need to try and figure out where in the hotel my room is.
You have a number.
I do.
And
I might ask Rahela if she can direct me.
Yes, Rahela will direct you. Absolutely. She just smiles at you and leads you towards your room. Stops at the door.
Thank you very much. Apologies for any inconvenience.
It's not a problem. I don't have much to do here.
Well, thank you. I appreciate having a guide.
Take care of yourself.
Of course. And you. And take care
She
of everyone else.
smiles. I always do.
Of course. And I will let myself into my room.
So you go into your and Felicia's room, and the first thing you notice is that it is messy, like you've never seen this room or Felicia's room. There are a few clothes of her dresses lying on the ground. The bed is unmade. On it, amid the duvet and the sheets, there is some jewelry, some of her lipstick just lying there as a throne there. It's not terribly messy, but it is clearly not
By our standards, it's messy.
Yes, but your standards is an absolute mess.
Okay. I will put things back as best I can.
You can do that, absolutely. Rearrange the room, hang the dresses, put her makeup stuff back in the bathroom.
I'll then write a note just in case she ends up, in case we end up having a back and forth, and message saying we are safe. We gave our information to the authorities. I hope that you'll be safe too. I'm going to find the girls. I will come back as soon as I can.
You leave the note.
And then I go and have a shower because, oh my god, working plumbing.
Yes, so you shower, washing the dirt and blood of yourself. How are you feeling in the shower? What's going through your head?
I'm
and
exhausted.
Before we say that, I think you can regain 3 points of willpower from your nature.
Hey!
For mentioning the diablerie, mentioning Felicia's things, and returning to the Camarilla.
I'm a good little pawn. Okay. I'm feeling slightly less exhausted now I've achieved what I set out to do. There's this relief that I did my duty. And there's a relief to get rid of the grime and the blood and the mud and just feel slightly more like myself again. But there's this tearing need to find Felicia, and I'm frustrated that I can't immediately go to her because I have this duty that I need to tend to, and I don't even know where she is. So there's frustration. I probably cry while I'm in the shower, to be honest, since it's easy to wash away.
Yes,
blood.
And you see some of the blood being washed away with the water and white tiles of the shower.
But I will try to keep myself as collected as I can, because my work is not done yet, and I need to continue. And then I will, once I'm out of the shower, will find spare clothes and make as much effort with making myself look put together as I can. So reapplying makeup, doing my best to hide if I've got any gloves or anything, putting them on over the holes in the hands.
Yes, you have gloves, absolutely. You can hide your hand. And as you're getting ready, there's a knocking on the door.
I'll go and open the door once I'm in a fit state to be seen.
Isidore is there. Beatrice.
Yes.
Excuse me, I was informed you were here and you were heading back.
Yes.
Towards my friends.
Yes.
He is wearing his coat.
Okay.
Yeah, I see that he found.
Apologies for leaving that unattended.
No problem at all.
Right. I believe there's a car that can take us back.
I am not returning just yet. I have few matters to discuss here. I'm afraid it is going to take longer than a simple chat with my sire.
Of course. Would you like me to bring a message with me?
That's why I'm here.
Bring out my notebook.
Please, if you could tell Zoya and others, but especially Zoya, that I will not be returning tonight. Hopefully tomorrow, maybe day after. But the talks are happening. And I'm doing the best I can to keep us safe.
Okay. I make the note.
She might seem angry at all that, but she will appreciate knowing. Don't let her anger fool you.
Very well. Is there anything else I can tell them?
I think that's everything for now. They know to take care of each other.
Okay, very well. Sorry, me just finishing writing. Right. Yeah, and thank you for getting me here.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for showing me the way in those trying moments. I appreciate what you did back at the lounge.
Of course. I understand that it can be a bit difficult. I try to help Janina in moments such as that. So.
Such is a curse of my clan.
Well, I'm certainly familiar with clan curses.
Seems some things we just can't escape.
No. No, we cannot.
I will let you return. I have a few more things to talk about.
Of course.
With my sire. See this conflicting emotions on his face at that. He just says, it was a pleasure to meet you, Beatrice.
And you as well. And you as well, sir. Take care of
I
yourself.
trust we will see each other again. But if we miss each other, I wish you all the best.
And I you.
And he gives you a slight, very courtly bow.
I will return the gesture.
And he walks towards the lounge, and I assume you're walking down.
I am, yes.
Where you can find the ghoul who previously brought you keys to your room, who indeed calls for a car. And you're led there by a driver who just asks, where to?
I will give him a location relatively close to the park. I presume I can do that.
Yes, you can do that, absolutely, yes. You remember some landmarks, some crossing of the streets there. He just nods.
Would I have happened to be able to pick up a spare map or anything in the rooms?
Yes, I think so. Okay. Either that, or if you inquired, Mariusz, the ghoul at the reception, might have given you one.
One way or another, I have asked for a map.
Yes, you have another map now.
Okay, wonderful. And I will start making some annotations once I'm in the car.
And the man just nods, says, of course. And you start driving back towards Łazienki Park. Meanwhile, Mara and Janina, you have left the water tower, and as you are walking further away from it, you hear some raised voices coming from there, people starting to almost shout, some swear words flying around, clearly an argument breaking out.
Is it like inside of it?
Yes,
or
it's
like
inside. It's inside. You hear someone shouting like, what are we supposed to do? I don't know what we're supposed to do. We can't fucking stay here. Well, I'm not going back. And there's all that sort of going there.
But we are going away from it.
You are going
Yeah.
away from it, and
Yes.
after a while you stop hearing it.
No.
I presume you are heading
Yes.
towards Koszykowa Street, number 13,
Yes.
the
Yes.
building.
To the
indicated.
place
Yes.
where we should
Uh,
find Felicia,
The
according to
primogen is with us.
No, the primogen
No,
went away.
no.
Okay.
Disappeared
Okay.
into the night.
Good.
And left you. You're on your own, just the two of you.
I'm obfuscated and I look around just in case. Why we go? I
Roll for perception and alertness, difficulty 8. Janina, if you're looking around, you can also roll.
I'm probably not looking around. I think I'm just going towards the place and I'm trying to walk very fast, like not
Okay.
running, but I'm trying to go fast because I really
3
want this
successes.
over.
3 successes. So you indeed, as you are close to the fence of the park in a place from a different side than you went to previously, to feed and to speak to some rats. As you are going over a broken fence, you also, in between the rubble, the crack between 2 bigger pieces of stone, you notice a rat sticking its nose out and observing you.
I whisper to. I'm obfuscated, so I always whisper. I whisper near to Janina. Rats are still following us.
Okay.
The Sabbath will know.
Yes, but we don't have time to
Yes,
do
but
anything with it.
let's help her, and
Yes.
she has to go immediately because the Sabbath is on our tracks. I can't. I can try to. I don't know. Scare them, but I don't know.
I don't know. Is it worth it? Because I don't know if it's like, do you want to go to Felicia right away or just you want to scare the rats and then go after Felicia? Because I think they'll probably find out where she is one way or another. And at least like this, we are coming, so we can take her away.
Let's be quick. Let's just be quick.
All right, let's go then.
I go. I try to keep an eye on the rats.
You do. You see it following you for some time, observing curiously.
Mara is feeling increasingly paranoid about animals in general.
But it disappears after a while, and you don't see it anymore. And you're approaching Koszykowa Street now. It's not far at all. You're walking along it, and you indeed spot a building which has number 13 written on it. It's mostly in ruin. There's just one floor left. You see a cross and some candles by it, just put outside, as you would see in some places in the city. There's no one around at the moment. It's just this cross standing there, some flickering lights beneath it. And you know you have to go to the side entrance to the basement which you find without much issue, even in mostly darkness that is here. And the basement door is open.
Okay. I will carefully wait for Mara and
Yes.
let the door open and first let go, like, so she could be
Yeah.
first, so she could drop the obfuscate, and then I will go right after her
Yes.
and close the
since,
door behind us.
Since last time went so well, I go scouting again.
I
I'm
mean,
sure,
I'm not leaving you to scout. I'm just like opening the door, letting you in,
This
and then like
time,
closing behind us right
this
away.
time
So
we will
I
succeed.
don't want to leave you alone this time. So no scouting.
So
Okay,
you are
I
both
scout.
inside.
I scout with caution.
So you
And
move ahead. You, Janina, can't see Mara, so you don't quite know if she's near you or if she went ahead.
Well, I'm definitely calling for her as if she's there inside. Are you inside, Mara?
There's no response.
After Mara
But
keeps
Mara,
silent.
as you are walking ahead, you start hearing crying from somewhere from ahead of you. It's completely dark here, by the way.
First I try to follow the sound, and I try to before try to find some source of light. I try to sense if there are any other people threat.
Roll perception and alertness. Difficulty 7.
Nope, botch.
There's a botch. There's nothing. You don't find absolutely anything. You don't hear anything. You don't know. Like, you just know
Fine.
you're in the darkness. There's no source of light.
Perfect. I go straight to the sound to see if I can see something. If not, I try to find something to electric light, something.
You don't find that. That's, you looked, but you didn't
Okay.
find absolutely anything. Then you find just some like cables hanging somewhere. It all seems to be broken. You cut your hand a bit on some sharp edges there, but you don't find anything. Janina, Mara is not responding.
Okay, if I don't hear her respond, I assume she's there because she would pound on the door if
Yes.
I locked her outside. So I will carefully and slowly go downstairs and I will whisper, Mara, Mara. And I'm like carefully trying to go down there as well because I assume she's there because she's not here. And I'm calling out for her, but I'm like whispering, I'm not like shouting. And
So
I
you're
slowly
whispering.
try to make sure that I don't trip. So I make very small steps in the darkness.
So Mara, you hear all that, and you and Nina also start hearing crying. And then from the crying comes a very muffled voice, which repeats also, Mara?
Do we recognize that voice?
Yes, it's Felicia.
Okay. First, before I hear the sound, I angrily, not really angrily, whisper back towards the general direction of Janina. This is not how scouting works, Janina. You should wait. Then I hear probably the voice,
Yeah.
and yes, we are.
Mara?
We are here. Yes, stay.
Is Bea here? Bea.
No, but
No,
she's safe.
just me and Mara.
She's with Camarilla.
You hear only like crying. You can't see anything.
Stay where you are. We are coming.
Well, you are already like it's not a long
Okay.
walk, so you're already at the bottom of the stairs, and there is a room there, and you can't see, but you can hear Felicia shuffling a bit. Where's Bea? Did she come for me? She looked for me. I must see her. I must see Bea.
She's with Camarilla. We will take you to her immediately. You can walk.
I don't know. There's so much.
I try to touch her, to find her in the dark.
You
Yes.
find her in the dark. You can hurt her. He kind of grabs you. Mara, you're safe.
We are fine. We will take you to.
There's so much curd around. You need to take care of Bea. We need to protect her.
She's safe. She's probably safer than us right now.
As she grabs you, you feel her whole body shaking quite uncontrollably.
Calm down. We are all safe. She's safe. She's with the Camarilla. She's safe. Calm down. She's safe. She's safe. I made sure of it.
So much pain.
What
This
happened?
girl, she was in so much pain.
I tried to grab her face somehow in the darkness.
You can sort of. You feel the wetness of her tears on your hands as you do that. Janina, where are you as this is happening?
I'm probably a bit behind because
you can be in the room already. It's really like.
Well, I'm in the room, but I'm not
Okay.
holding Felicia. I'm just like a meter or two away from her, and I'm probably waiting if they need me to help them with her, or if I should go out and open the door so we had more light and so I could guide them away.
Good idea.
There isn't much light coming through the door because it's like maybe a faint sort of glow from
at least
some
like
distant light. City isn't very well lit, and you are in the back entrance. And there is a little bit. You can see like a faint contour of Mara and Felicia now, and you, Mara, can see her faint contour as she is shaking, and she is answering you. There was this girl. She's in so much pain, and it hurts so much, and it haunts her. She got twisted by it. They are safe, but and she is like visibly struggling to move from pain.
Felicia, can you stand up? Can you walk? Because we have to live. You cannot stay here. It's not safe.
She tries to stand up. She staggers and she kind of falls onto you.
If they need me, I will go also help.
Mara, who is now normal strength, help her to stand. And I try if I can understand how she's injured. If she seems to me she have how bad she seems to be injured. If I have a big idea touching her.
Feel any blood on her clothes, but she appears to be like in pain. She staggers.
I gently pull her towards Janina.
And I will grab her.
She is sort of supporting herself on you now and
If
walking.
Can I like hold her in my arms?
How much strength do you have and how much potence?
I have 3 potence and 2 strength.
Yeah, you can lift her.
Okay, so I'm gonna put her in my arms and I will try to slowly, very slowly carry her at least towards the door. If there are like maybe stairs, then I will probably need Mara's help.
You can carry her up the stairs.
Okay.
She's not that heavy and you are.
I mean more for like guiding me so I wouldn't trip.
Yes, you can make your way out. Mara can assist you. And you carry Felicia, who is shaking as you carry her.
In terms of geographically, where is the nearest place? The Anarch's headquarters, Camarilla Hotel.
Anarchs are much closer.
Okay.
Anarchs are like, it's maybe 10 minutes to the park,
Okay.
and then through the park. To the Camarilla, it would take you half an hour at least, something like that.
Okay. So I go to. I stand on the doorway without exiting the house. I can't openly help her walk.
Of course. I
Yes.
would try to carry her.
You can pretend she had an incident or something. I am beyond the incident. I
Of
fear.
You can carry her, Janina. It's not.
Yeah,
much
I will
to
carry her.
for you.
I think let's take her to the park at least. Maybe there we
Throw
can
her
be.
over the fence.
Yes.
Oh, this was a joke.
Leave the traumatized woman be.
Yeah.
So we can we can be a little safer than here, maybe.
Yes, I will carry Felicia towards the park.
I caress briefly Felicia head. I will be there near you. We will take you somewhere safer, and then we can talk.
I can see you, Mara.
Perfect. So you are recovering already. You are recovering already.
She does give you like a very faint smile, like she is trying, and she has this warm look on her face for a moment when she says that and looks to you.
Yeah, great news. We are going to take you to somewhere safer, and we can talk. Okay? But you think you can make it? You need blood instantly.
No.
Okay.
She was in so much pain. She hurt me to stop feeling it. But she can't. She never will. And she's kind of drifting away into something.
Mara is a bit disturbed by all this Malkavian talk, so she retreats into darkness and
you start walking. Janina, you're carrying Felicia, who is shaking occasionally, saying something semi-coherently about women.
I'll probably just like say everything's gonna be all right. You'll see Bea again, and like just like things like this, just to make her feel a bit more comfort and safe.
And how are you feeling with that?
I feel sorry for her that she's in such state, because now I'm seeing her like this frail old lady, and I can't really like feel, because I have very conflicting feelings towards her that changes with everything that she does and with my mood. So it's just like currently I'm feeling sorry, and I genuinely want her to feel better, and I want her to be safe and to stop worrying about Bea, because I know that she worries. That is the thing that I'm 100% sure that she really cares about Bea, and I love Bea. So, and I know that caring for Felicia will make also Bea happy. So this is what I think on our way back.
And
maybe
Mara, yeah,
maybe on my back I'm trying. I remember the red, and maybe I glance from time to time if I don't see anything follow.
Roll perception and alertness then. Meanwhile, Mara, how are you feeling about all this?
Mara keeps not really trusting Bea, and keeps thinking there's something deeply wrong about this whole Bea and Bea Felicia happy family. but she's sorry to see her like this, and she wants to help her.
How do you feel about Felicia being happy to see you?
Mara, she's it's a bit like being back to the old good old times, but also she knows that this is coming to an end, because for her how she is now, what Felicia did with the baby Sabbath was unforgivable.
I love that.
Martha, yeah. And you're
For
walking.
I had
Moral.
2 successes.
2 successes.
Yeah.
So you do indeed see a rat run through a rubble, but I'm not necessarily interested in you right now.
Okay.
And you also hear a barking of a dog coming from the distance,
My enemy.
but no one
I'm more
disturbs
nervous
you.
about the dog.
No one disturbs you, and you reach the fence of a park and carry Felicia over it. And I think we will pause here.
How I carry her.
Miss Humanity 8 and Miss Humanity 7.
No, we don't really
No.
push her, but we would be very cool if we could.
No, it wouldn't.
I would roll
so,
her like.
So, you cross the fence without any of that happening. And I think this is a good time to pause for the break. So thank you so much to everyone. We'll be back in about 15 minutes. Please stay with us to see Kotori hopefully reunite and see how that will go. See you in a bit. And welcome back. So let's continue with our story. Jumping back to Bea as a car arrives to the place indicated by you, not far from the park, just around the corner. You can see a fence and dark trees behind it from here. The driver stops the car, looks towards you. So, I will pick you up from here tomorrow night.
Excellent.
Around 11, I will be waiting.
I make a note of that and then thank him and get out the car.
You get out of the car. You have in your notes that anarchs are in the water tower in the park.
Yeah, I mean, it's not been a full day since I last left. I hope I've at least remembered
Yes.
where I came from.
You do remember. You can
Good.
find your way. Yes.
Oh, thank God.
It is a bit more complicated because Isidore led you through some of the darkest bushes and rather hidden roads, but you have a vague memories of this place in general.
Okay.
Like, the whole park is not unfamiliar.
Yeah, I mean, what I might do is get into like a dark sections behind some bushes, activate obfuscate, and then just try to wander through and look for sites that feel familiar.
You can do that with not much problem. And you're finding your way. You're not sure exactly like why it feels so familiar. You've only been here for a very short time, but you feel like you've been in this place before as well. Now that you're actively trying to find your own way, you remember being here, and it's a pleasant memory, something nice, something warm, but you're not quite sure where that comes from or what it indicates.
Interesting.
And eventually, as you're approaching the water tower, before you even spot it, it's so dark here, you hear familiar voices, raised voices in an argument. And as you come closer, you start distinguishing the words. And you hear a woman's voice saying, they're a fucking liability. And then the man answered, they're just young. I'm young, comes the answer. They're fucking stupid. If you don't sort it out, I will. Well, can you just calm down and wait? Give them time. No, I fucking can't. I don't want these bitches near here.
I was originally going to deactivate obfuscate, but I might just stand here listening for a minute. Actually, no, I might just deactivate obfuscate and just stand there leaning against a tree, and just wait for them to notice me.
Well, it is inside, and you are outside.
Oh, right, okay.
They are unlikely to notice you at all.
Okay, my
You
mistake.
don't hear
Sorry,
everything.
I thought we were still in the woods. Okay, that's fine.
No, they are. The voices are coming from the water tower, from the building.
Okay. I will walk up, not trying to be particularly sneaky because I don't want them to think I'm trying to sneak up on them. Because I feel like that's going to go poorly. So I will go and knock on the door.
So you knock on the door, and it goes quiet for a bit. And then the door opens, and you see a woman you've seen before, briefly, with freckled face, short brown hair, looking maybe in her early 30s, wearing dark shirt, red handkerchief at her neck. You notice her hands are her sleeves are rolled up and her hands are kind of blistered. And she looks towards you. Oh, you're back.
Yes. I came with a message from Isidore. He's safely at the hotel, and talks are going ahead, but he said it might be either tomorrow night or the night after that he'll come back.
Yes. Nice for him. You're coming in or what?
Very well. If I'm welcome.
It's getting late.
Thank you.
Come on in. And she opens the door for you.
I will nod slightly and come in.
And you see inside the people you mostly recognize. Some more than others. Nina, the woman with short dark hair, smiles at you and comes up to you. How are you doing? Are you all right?
A little better, I suppose, now that I've freshened up a bit. But it seems as though my sire left, worried about me, and is now in danger, so I'm concerned about that.
Is your sire the one who took care of all the three of you?
Yes, she is.
I believe your companions went to get her. You were visited by your primogen.
There's a moment where I kind of the primogen showed up here.
And you see the young girl with kind of bigger, furry clawed feet reply, yeah, that fucking thing did.
They are a force into themselves.
Yeah, I thought your fucking friends were gonna get us all murdered.
My apologies for any inconvenience.
She just like sticks her hands in her pockets and swears. quietly. Nina is standing near you, and Oscar, whom you remember from taking interest in Mara and her performance, approaches you. Smiles. I see you're looking a bit better.
It's yes. At least looks slightly more presentable now.
So what brought you back to us from the fancy palaces of the Camarilla?
Well, partially to give Isidore's message, and also I have a message for the girls, and partially to try to figure out.
What was the Isidore's message? And Zoya just replies, "Yeah, he's staying a few days."
I gesture to
You see Vanda, the gangrel girl, so of course he fucking is. And
I believe he's in talks with his sire. That is. I believe
Zoya
he has
just rolls
mixed
her
feelings
eyes.
about that.
Charming. I'm sure they have a lot to discuss. They could go on for hours. But so could me and him, so. And she shrugs. Nina is near you with Oscar. They're clearly showing most interest in you, this two. And she is smiling. Are you all right? Do you want to rest?
If at all possible, that would be helpful.
Please, come upstairs.
Thank you. I'll follow after her.
And she comes up with you. And as you sit there, she leans towards you. How is the situation right now in the Camarilla? Who is there of my clan?
I will pick up my book and go, apologies, excuse me while I refresh. It was Clan Toreador, yes?
Yes.
Mikhail Orlov is the current primogen of the clan. I will go digging through a bit more notes.
Mikhail. I suppose he would be. Yeah, I suppose so.
Anna Maria, his child, is also present.
That poor girl, yes.
And I go through my notes a bit more.
You have a few others. You mentioned Stefania and Fabian.
Stefania and Fabian. Diana. Diana seems to get on well with Mara and Janina, and also another of Mara's clan. They're the ones I have the most knowledge of, I believe. Is there anyone in particular?
Mitya, Dmitri. He was a singer. Was very handsome, had beautiful blue eyes.
I, the player, have thought of something, but I don't think Bea's going to remember.
Bea does have a feeling of familiarity and certain fear and sadness, but can't quite place it.
I'm afraid the names are not particularly familiar to me. The next time I go back, I can always ask around. I'll also go back through my notes. Apologies. I'm a little scatterbrained.
I understand.
I'm sorry I can't give you any more clarity.
It's all right. I should leave you to rest.
Thank you for the company.
And she climbs back down, leaving you upstairs in the water tower.
I will lean against the wall and just let the sounds of conversation from below wash over me, but try to channel the fact that Mara and Janina are looking for Felicia, and that if they can get her, then they'll be safe. And hopefully coming back here.
So you're focusing on that, and the conversation downstairs gets less heated. You hear like few whispered things. You can't quite make out the words, but I assume you don't try particularly, or do you?
Oh, I might as well whilst I'm here. I'll use that first level of aspects.
So with first level of aspects, you can, and you hear some arguments about Isidore and Camarilla with Vanda, the gangrel, clearly hating the idea of coming back, and Oscar being really scared at the thought. Well, Zoya is not really saying much. She just kind of says, "We'll see." And you also pick up Zoya and Vanda particularly being angry with Janina and Mara for talking to some rats and possibly bringing danger on everyone.
I stare into the middle distance with a sort of exasperated expression.
And general mention of them being reckless and
Yeah, that
not
tracks.
knowing when to keep their mouth shut. With Vanda saying that like she hates it and even she knows that.
Wonderful.
And Daniel is trying to defend them in that. And speak up for them and explain that they're traumatized and young and angry with everything they've encountered. And Zoya says we're all angry. So there seems to be some tension there. And Oscar also tries to defend them a little bit, but he clearly stays out of the conversation mostly, and Nina stays out of it entirely.
Okay.
And then you hear Nina consoling Oscar, who is clearly like shaken and scared, and mentions the primogen and is scared that they might kill him. You're not sure if it means the primogen of the Camarilla or Sabat.
Right. I take out my notebook and make notes of this.
So that's the sort of stuff you overhear. Meanwhile, what goes through your head? Just tell me before. As you're listening to it, any particular thoughts that are sparked by this? Any particular feelings?
Exasperation at Mara and Janina. Also the sort of protectiveness, but not really wanting to get involved in the conversation. I will listen in on this with the intention that hopefully I can give this back to the girls and provide them with feedback.
And as you listen, you also notice that like Zoya is the one who seems to be the most worried about what happened. She isn't quite saying why,
Okay.
but she insists that there is likely to be trouble.
Okay. Is there any like bits of wood or anything, or just broken pieces or anything up here with me?
There isn't much, to be honest. There's like some mattress, some blankets.
Mm-hmm.
There's not much more.
Okay, there's not really much in the way of like dust or just.
There's not much omany stuff. You'd have to
Top.
go outside to look for
Okay.
some. Outside, you're pretty sure you'd find some, but here you're like in this pretty small space.
That's fine. I'll leave it for now then.
All right, so you sit there listening to all that.
Snooping.
Yes. Meanwhile, Mara and Janina, you cross the fence. Janina is carrying Felicia. You're in Łazienki Park again. Felicia is still shaking. She's weeping a bit.
I'm consoling her, like, we're almost there.
She nods her head, evidently hearing you responding, but doesn't stop shaking.
I'm trying to find our way back to the water tower.
You can, with not much problem.
I keep an eye if I find the damn rats following us again.
I'll roll again. The difficulty is 9 here because it is much darker here.
No, nothing.
No, nothing. You don't see any rats. It's like almost complete darkness. That's why it's so high. So you get to the water tower eventually with Felicia.
I'll probably ask Mara to knock on the door because I'm holding Felicia.
Right. There are normal people around, or
No, in the park, no.
So, Mara, so I drop obfuscate and I knock at the door.
Here I am.
You knock at the door and you hear 2 people making for the door, and in the end the door opens and Daniel stands in it. He says, "Come on in."
And I will rush Felicia inside. And when I can see anything, I could lay her on like something that is not like ground.
There is like a mattress or a blanket you can lay her on.
Yeah, I will lay her there carefully.
I would like to come downstairs.
Yes, you hear that, absolutely. Yep. You're coming downstairs.
I turn the heightened senses off and come downstairs.
So as you're climbing down, you see in it Janina putting Felicia on a blanket there. And you see Oscar look to her, hesitate, and also come up to Felicia.
Surrounded by Malkavians.
Yes, I slowly distance myself from Malkavian reunion.
I'll probably like sitting Felicia and trying to make it that she's comfortable and like.
She kind of curls up there, and Bea, you're downstairs now. You can go to her.
I'll come over and nod to Janina and Mara.
Bea, it's good to see you. What are you doing here so quick?
And that Felicia also. Bea, I knew.
I'll sit down next to her and I Ethan put my hand on her shoulder.
She is trying to hug you. And as she does, wait a second.
Mm-hmm.
As she does, you feel this need to flinch, but then you feel calmer.
Okay.
And it disappears.
Wonderful. That's fantastic.
And she's hugging you.
Okay. I will accept this then. And I will just sit there just with my hand resting on her shoulder.
I should never have let you wander off your own. And you see that she is shaking and she has bloody tears on her face.
Can I try and lessen her pain?
Absolutely.
Just a circle of lessening pain.
Yeah.
Roll charisma.
Malkavian circle.
Yeah, it's fully healthy and entirely non-toxic. What was my difficulty?
4.
Ooh. Okay, that is 5 successes.
5 successes. So you're holding her, focusing on calming her pain. And she relaxes in your arms.
I'll just sit there sort of petting her hair.
And stops shaking. And stops wincing in pain and just looks to you.
You're all
and
right.
Smiles. Bea, my daughter, I know I can always count on you.
Of course.
And she strokes your face. I'm so happy you're safe. I was trying to find you. I'm so happy. I should have never let you go on this dangerous mission.
We're safe, Mother.
I won't let you be in danger again. I can't. And she starts hugging you. Meanwhile, unless you wish to do something.
No, I'm just sitting there with some mixed emotions.
What are the mixed emotions?
Relief that she is safe, but also this I'm seeing the sort of overprotectiveness, and I'm scared that she's not going to let me do anything independent again after this, and that I know that she is entirely right and I must listen to her in all matters and that she is wonderful and correct, but also I want to be able to do things.
Yes. And she hugs you, looking relieved and more relaxed. Meanwhile, Mara and Nina, Zoya looks to you. She gestures. You, outside. And as she gestures, you see her hand now more clearly as her sleeve is rolled up, and you see it covered in blisters and reddish and broken skin all over. Like her hands, her palms, and her forearms. Nina, if you
like
wish,
that.
you can roll medicine. It was like
Okay.
that before as well.
I wish.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't have
Roll
medicine. So
intelligence and medicine.
I don't
My
have
penalty
medicine.
still applies, right?
Yes, your penalty applies until you heal.
I have no success.
You're not sure what that is.
No idea.
But
Can
she
be anything.
gestures to you. You
Okay.
didn't see it quite clearly before because now she rolled up her sleeves and it's much more visible.
Are we going to get punched?
Probably.
She is waiting and just gesturing at the door.
I will
I
glance
follow.
at Mara, like exchange looks with her, and then I will follow. Probably, maybe rolling my eyes a bit, like annoyed, but
Mara has a very like resigned expression and follower like.
So you leave and she goes after you and closes the door quite loudly. And walks a bit further from the tower, but not very far. You're still in the general vicinity.
I'm keeping my distance from her, like I'm at least 2 meters from her.
That's fine. She
Social
doesn't seem to
distancing.
mind. Yes, she puts her hands on her hips. You can't
How does
see
she
her.
look like?
She is fairly slim. She has fairly pretty face, freckles, short hair,
Okay.
standing very straight.
And she's like
moving very
mid-30s or
purposeful.
something?
Early 30s.
Okay.
You can see her silhouette, can't see her quite clearly. It's just pretty dark. She just looks to you. We had a little chat about you while you were away. And there's few things that you need to understand and put into your heads and like put it there properly, firmly, so it fucking sticks if you want to stay with us, all right?
Okay.
So, we do things together here. We don't fuck off on some risky, stupid errand thinking we know better. If we think we know better, we fucking discuss.
Okay. You're right.
What you did was fucking reckless.
Yes, you have a point.
I'm not
You're
saying
right, I fucking have a point. How long have you been around as kindred?
How long,
Few
Mara?
years. For Mara, it's gonna be like 2 years or something. For Janina, maybe 4.
Enough time.
Yeah. Do you even have a decade on you? I doubt it.
But that's just this kid, like this brief look, like oh yes. But Mara doesn't reply to this accusation, baseless
I think Janina's
accusation.
generally just not saying anything. She just listens, but she's trying not to get angry, so she just tries to control her emotions.
All right. But you are feeling angry.
No, I guess I am, because she doesn't look very old, much older than me, and she's treating us like some school kids, and I can tolerate this from like Felicia or someone, but this makes me angry. But I'm
Please
trying.
roll your Do you wish to spend willpower?
Okay, I will spend willpower.
Roll your self-control, please. Difficulty will be 8.
Okay.
Zero brucha.
I just healed.
My penalty doesn't count. on
No,
it.
not here, no.
What was the 8?
8.
I have 3 successes.
3 successes, you control
Plus
yourself.
the willpower.
So Yumara respond enough. She responds with her comments about you're not even having a decade on you. And she continues. Listen, you probably think you fucking know it all already. But everything you do here just demonstrates you're just stupid brats. What the fuck was that? With this Malkavian who turned up? Do you have a fucking death wish? Don't you want to keep each other safe?
Listen, you are right, but how can I say? We are not used to work in a group, so to speak. We've never met as many kindred as we have in the last few weeks. It's the first time we have to think what.
Well, did you not have any group when you were immortal? You were a fucking hermit.
Before the Malkavian, we just brought find me. Yes, you can say that.
Well, I don't know who the fuck you were. But if you want to keep yourself and your lover safe, you better start thinking better. And she clearly glances to Janina as she says that.
Sarah eyes at lover.
Yeah,
You see
probably
anything.
also like looks at the ground.
Zoya misses this completely or doesn't care.
Sorry, I should have too.
And she's just, listen, I've seen many people who wanted to resist the oppression and talk back and couldn't learn to keep their mouth shut and when it was necessary and assess when to act. All of them, every single fucking one, died without accomplishing anything. So unless you want to end up like them, I suggest you evaluate your situation better. This Malkavian fucker could have killed us all. Do you understand?
Yes. But what can we do? What can we really do?
Well, for now, you can shut up and let us see how the situation develops when Isidore comes back. If you have any ideas, you can share so that we can agree on something.
Janina thinks, well, I don't like anarchs either.
She turns to you, Janina. Do you understand?
I will use all of my will and say yes. But I'm not looking her straight in the eyes. I'm looking like somewhere else. Like a scolded schoolgirl.
Well, if you're unhappy, you're welcome to fuck off and try your chances with the Sabbat. That's all I want to say. And she turns back and starts walking back towards the water tower.
I'm not-
Bea, would have heard some shouting. If you want to use your aspects, you can. Then you would have heard this entire conversation.
Sure, why not?
Then you heard this entire conversation.
Yeah, I'm feeling nosy.
Except maybe for like Janina mumbling and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Have we lost Dolores?
I think we might have. She looks so happy though.
Oh, let's wait a moment. Maybe she will come back and go to Bea, and we will pick up the two of you when Dolores is back. So Bea, you are hearing this conversation.
I'm mostly just sitting with Felicia, stroking her hair.
As you are, she is stroking your hair and hugging you. As you are, the gangrel girl comes up to you. Do you want any help getting her upstairs?
I would appreciate that, thank you.
And she extends her hands to Felicia. Come on.
I will do my best to support Felicia with weedy little noodle arms. Yeah.
And she is kind of sort of carrying her. She tells you to walk up first and then try to pull Felicia up. She is sort of Felicia is able to walk now, sort of, but she's very weak. So Wanda is kind of keeping her from falling back, and you can pull her up.
Yeah, my opinion of Wanda has gone up immensely.
And then Wanda goes up and she goes down and brings up some extra blanket.
I will smile warmly to her.
Take care of her.
Yes.
She clearly cares about you too. You should treasure that as long as you have people like this.
I do.
And she looks visibly sad at this and shakes a little bit, but hands you the blanket.
I give her a warm smile. Say I will.
She smiles at you.
And then I'll turn to Felicia and start sort of getting her settled.
She settles. She is very tired. You can see her sort of, she looks to you and smiles and strokes you again. Bea, that woman was in so much pain. Couldn't bear it. It hurt me so much.
What woman? What woman was it, Mother?
The one from Sabat, the one in pain. They're all in pain, but this one got so twisted by it.
What did she look like?
Oh, she... Pretty, blonde little thing. They've done such things to her. Before and after. She can never be free. She hurts so much. And you can see that she's like only semi-conscious as she's saying it, drifting into some memories. She is feeling better now after you've calmed her emotions. And is sitting with you.
Just sit there holding her hand and stroking her hair as I listen to her.
And she stops after a while. How have you been? What happened? You were gone for so long. I was so worried.
I'm back.
Yay!
Nice. I was so worried.
We got caught, but Count Grabowski and his companion got us out.
Are these people here?
Yes. His friends, I believe.
She just nods. They're good people. Misguided. That's good. And with that, she sort of smiles and lies there. Evidently, she is very tired, but she is happy with your company.
I will sit as close to her as I can, pull out my notebook and just make some notes whilst checking on her and staying with her.
Meanwhile, Zoya went back into the water tower. You're left on your own.
Well, I will wait until she's gone. So,
She's gone. She's inside now.
well, that went well.
Better than I thought.
Yeah. How are you feeling about this? I mean, do you think she's right? I mean, I know that we maybe are a bit reckless, but I mean, with the Malkavian primogen, we didn't know who he was or that he was dangerous. I mean, how could we know?
You did, actually.
Did?
Nina called him the primogen.
But I mean, how could we knew that he's dangerous?
I have nothing to say to that.
She certainly we probably should start thinking as a group if we want to be part of a group. If we want to be part of a group.
Honestly,
but
I would just us and Felicia, perhaps, just like we was before. It's hard for me to accept that. I mean, Daniel, of course, he's my sire and I love him, but the others, I don't trust them yet. But honestly, I don't trust anyone except you, Bea, and Daniel, and Roman. But
we cannot go back.
I know.
Unfortunately, also
we
because
will have to tell that to Felicia.
Yes, I fully intend to do that.
Yeah, I think also I should probably say to her the truth why we can't go, at least why I can't go back. And we'll see. She seems that she's better now and she has Bea back, but I would also love to know what happened to her, who attacked her, if it was someone that we also met in the Sabbat, or if it was someone else.
Yes, I'm curious about it as well. Unfortunately, it was fun, but it is over.
Yeah. Okay, let's go there.
Let's go.
And pretend that we didn't get scolded.
As you start heading back, Daniel leaves the water tower, coming towards you.
I will stop if...
He comes up to you. I just want to make sure you're okay.
Yes.
Zoya can be pretty harsh.
Oh yeah, she treated us like children.
Well, she is the oldest here currently.
But
what clan is she?
Well, she's Bruja like us.
That makes sense then.
Listen, she feels responsible for everyone here. She's the most disciplined of us all. She might not seem that way, but she is, and she doesn't like taking risks if she thinks it's not worth it. She's right though, you know, she's a real deal. I don't know quite everything about her, but I know that when I, before all that shit, maybe managed to beat up some local fascists on the street before the war, she was she pulled off some high-profile assassinations back in Russia with her group. She knows her shit.
Oh. Okay.
So, yeah, you too, I know she can be harsh. Doesn't have much patience for what she sees as, well, lack of what she would deem appropriate reasoning. But she is usually right.
She was not wrong in this case too.
No, I hope nothing bad will come out of it all, and she'll calm down and Wanda will calm down. She seems pretty rattled, Zoya, about the stuff you told her. Your conversation with that animal. I'm not sure why she won't say.
I don't know.
I think she's fucking scared.
That I can absolutely understand. We need a plan against the Sabbat, that is for sure.
Yeah, well...
Because the rats are very hard to spot and to stop.
Yeah, and we're gonna have to move on that, everyone agrees. We can't stay here. If we go to fucking Camarilla or not, that's a whole other matter, but... This place... You sure no one followed you back here? None of these rats?
At this point, to tell you the truth, I'm not sure about anything. I was sure, and then the Malkavian primogen showed up. So, who is really safe in the city? I don't know.
I'm sure Malkavian primogen knows his way around. Well, fuck everything. If what some say is true.
Mara notes is very sympathetic of the feeling. Fuck everything.
Just wanted to make sure you're okay.
Yes, we're fine.
We are. We're not. I'm not sure what we'll do, but we are all right now.
What do you mean you're not sure what you'll do?
I want to join your friends, but we need to do something to keep us safe from the Sabbat, because
yeah, well, sticking together, we're gonna look for another haven. If you have any other bright ideas, feel free to share. We've kept each other mostly safe.
They don't attack you?
Occasionally. Like they got Nella.
And how did they take her? Sorry to remind you.
It's jumped. You know, we leave sometimes, go feeding, also some things out. It's just fuck. Should have protected her better.
I can put my hand on his shoulder and try to calm him down.
Oh.
He kind of turns to you and puts his hand on your shoulder, looks to you, Janina. We will find a way to keep all of us safe. We'll look for a new place, better fortified.
Okay. I will help you.
I'm sorry we put everyone in danger.
Let's just hope. Let's hope nothing bad will come out of it. And we'll find a new place.
Yes.
He looks around. Come on, let's get back inside. And you go back inside. You don't see Bea and Felicia now downstairs.
I'm probably gonna ask Nina or Oscar where Bea and Felicia are, if they are upstairs.
Oscar comes up. Yes, they went upstairs. The older lady needed some rest.
Mara notices that Oscar is scared or upset, or is...
Roll your perception and empathy.
Difficulty?
A 6.
One success.
One success. Okay, he rolled really badly. Yes, he had a botch. Yes, you see, he is trying to put on this facade, but you see that he is terrified. He is barely holding it together.
Mara look at him for a while. It seems a bit stupid to ask, but considering everything, but are you okay, Oscar? I mean, no.
I worry going back to Camarilla. The prince wanted to execute me when I was there. And he looks to you, and now his facade is gone, and he looks completely vulnerable, and you see fear and sadness in his face. And I assume, Janina, you're there as well, so I assume you're seeing that as well.
Yes.
You're not child of Bruno, right?
Bruno, yes. That is sire.
Bruno's everyone's sire.
Oh my god. Mara put her hands on Oscar's shoulder gently, not like gently.
Janina just like
you will not go back to them, okay? I will keep you safe. Stay with me. I will keep you safe. I already
smile.
I already saved a brother. You have a brother. I will.
I have many brothers and sisters. I know that. I saw some of them die.
Oh.
Yeah, I like. It's become like a second job to save your brothers for me. So don't worry.
I don't think you can keep me safe if they want me dead.
I'm good.
And he looks super serious as he says that. Like it's not even. There is like he is almost not there when he says it. Like his mind wanders off somewhere, and he's completely serious and completely calm when he says that, and then the fear creeps back in again.
I have no idea if I really can, but they will have to kill me before they took away my agent.
He smiles.
Okay.
We're gonna be stars. You're gonna be star, I'm gonna be your manager. And he puts his arm around your shoulders. And he is shaking a bit, but he is clearly, I will make sure they all admire you.
Thank you. Mara asks him, thank you.
Find you a worthy stage. I'll make sure many people come.
Yeah. Thank you. We also have my stage to save, but this is a... Wait. I have an idea.
I don't like this.
You can all come to my theater if they have not destroyed it already. Sabat should not know about this.
Zoya and Vanda sort of also starts listening at that. Zoya comes up. Where is this theater?
I explain, this place in that street.
She nods. Things. What do you think? And Vanda is like, good work. Daniel, if it's not crawling with Sabat.
The only problem is we have to stop humans from destroying my theater. I don't have the means to influence human war.
You look to Vanda, who's like, I can ask around on the streets if anyone knows anything, but I don't think I have that kind of contact. Zoya nods, looks to you, Mara. Thank you. We'll check this place out.
Yes, only the girls, the other Malkavian, and I point toward the upstairs, and my sire knows of this place. My sire is, as far as I know, with Camarilla, is like, I don't know, Toreador primogen little pet, from what I see. So I don't think either is very, very smart, but I don't think so, or is Camarilla to the core.
Well, Camarilla is not that much of a problem, so
Yes.
we don't need to hide from them.
Yes.
Right then, thanks, we'll check it out.
Yes.
And Oscar is like, and then we're gonna make you famous, right?
Of course.
And you can see that he is like clutching to the spot as something that makes him feel better and helps him fight the fear.
Mara nods, and I will need to put things in order. I will probably need other actors, and most of all, we need to make a big decision. We want a kindred-only theater, so I can show myself in all my glory, or something that also human can admire. Is a choice that I let to you as my agent.
Well, I need
and
to
organizer.
consider. I need
Yes,
to
please
consider.
do.
Maybe we can tell them it's a costume.
Most of my
And he smiles and considers it, and you can see that it sort of occupies his mind.
yes,
And he is feeling like the fear is not completely gone, but he is able to distract himself a little bit with that. Janina, what are you doing? You're there.
I'm listening to everything that's going on, and I like the idea of getting to the theater because it's a place that Mara's familiar with, so she definitely will know some like hiding spots and I think it's gonna be, and I really think honestly it's gonna be safer than here, at least for now, before someone follows us again. So, and I really like the way that Mara seems to make Oscar feel better, and I really admire Mara for that.
Do you think about Zoe, Mara's lover?
I guess I probably will think about it later, not right now.
Okay, fair. That is fair. So you're just admiring how she's talking to Oscar. And then Oscar actually comes down a bit. You see that Zoya is now sitting, talking to Wanda. Wanda pulls out a deck of cards and they start playing some kind of a game. Daniel is just observing. Nina is talking to Oscar as well, and she adds a little bit about, like, you could find people there. You notice that, like, Oscar is trying to get Nina to sing, and she's just like, no, that's better. I don't think I want to anymore. And they're sort of, it's not like, they're just having this conversation. You're standing near them.
I would probably go upstairs to see Bea. I want to ask her how things went with the Camarilla.
So you go upstairs. Mara, do you go upstairs as well, or do you stay a bit longer with Oscar and Nina?
After, I probably just chat a bit more with the group, and then I leave Oscar to plan our biggest hit. And
so let's say you stay a bit longer, and Janina goes up first.
Yes, at some point.
Yeah. At some point you will come. So Janina, you come upstairs and you see Bea sitting by Felicia, who is there lying on a blanket, wrapped in another blanket.
I will look at Bea. How she's feeling.
Better. I can help.
Do you know what exactly happened to her? I mean, her injuries.
I think it was Ermina. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's quite likely it was Ermina.
That bitch needs to die. I will glance maybe Bea for make a step or two away from Felicia, because I'm not sure if she's resting. I don't want to. It's not like I want to hide anything. It's more from politeness, because I don't want to
Is Felicia still conscious?
She is semi-conscious. She is clearly exhausted. She's not asleep. It's still nighttime. But she is sort of drifting in and out of consciousness. She's clearly lost in thought. She's relaxed now, though. She's calmer.
I'll take a step away, see if she gets agitated. If she doesn't, then I will stay in her line. I will stay in her line of sight.
As you are, she sort of glances up and she looks to you and Janina and she gives a smile.
I will smile back.
I also smile.
And she doesn't become agitated. She just acknowledges Janina and smiles.
We'll be right here, Mother. We're just...
You get her stuck. I just need to. She was in so much pain.
I watch her for just a moment and then turn to speak to Janina a little bit further away.
So, did you made it back to the Camarilla?
Yes.
How it went?
I would say ultimately it was positive. Isidore, Count Grabowski, was able to reconnect with his sire, although that seems to be an interesting relationship. I think him and the Mr. Orlov seemed to know each other. That was a fun interaction.
Well, he seems to not get along with all the people that we do.
Well, I wouldn't say he gets along with Mr. Orlov. However, I gave all the details to the Ventrue primogen, and I asked more details about whether you'd be in danger from the Camarilla. He said that he will speak to the prince on your behalf and there won't be any danger for you.
I see. Do you trust him?
Yes. He's also said that he can get us a haven. He will look into it, but he will get us a haven.
Well, haven away from everyone would be nice.
Yes. He is, however, asking for you and Mara to give reports. I understand that you don't want to go back to the Camarilla long term, but if you could just go back tomorrow to give your report and...
Well, I will speak with Mara, but I think that's completely doable, especially if we could get a haven out of it.
Thank you. And I'll lean forward and...
I will probably try to stroke Bea's hair.
Yeah.
Very lightly, not even she's touched, just that and say that I'm glad that we are back together.
I will try. Do I still need to make the self-control check now that Felicia has
No,
helped?
not now.
Not right now.
Tonight,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. So yeah, there's almost like a reflexive flinch from the whole I'm used to having to flinch, but just having been a couple of nights of it, but there's not the same gritted teeth that there is usually. Was there anything else? I will then pull out my notebook, open it to the page about the notes I have between the anarchs, and hand it to Janina to read, so I'm not saying it out loud.
And I assume It's the conversations they were
Yes,
having
so
about
it's
Janina and
Vanda
Mara.
and Zoria seeming annoyed.
Yeah, I will glance to it, like roll my eyes and just yeah, that was what the talk was about when Zoya took us out. So I guess that's sorted now somehow. Like
Okay.
we know that.
Sorry, I wasn't able
This
to
is
get that to you beforehand.
Oh, that's all right. We brought it on ourselves.
What was this about speaking to rats?
Oh well, how to say it without not making you agitated?
I'll be all
Hey,
right.
that-
I'm doing a lot better
Well-
now that I know that everybody's safe.
Yes. Well, we thought that we are going to contact some Nosferatu because there was like some rats following anarchs, and we weren't sure if we wanted to find out if they were like friendly or not, if it was like maybe some Nosferatu who's just like keeping tabs, so Mara tried to interact with the rat, and well, it's probably, well, let's hope the rat didn't get the message back to its master, because its master is someone from Spot. And we said that we want to meet with its master. So,
Right.
and then,
I wouldn't recommend going to that meeting.
yeah, right now we would. I don't think we will. Let's hope Mara's animalism skills aren't very good.
I think it might be best to try to find an alternate place to stay. Would I have overheard some of that conversation given I was just upstairs?
Yes, you would have.
I think that moving locations soon is a good idea. This place is not going to be safe for long. I've already told Isidore that death is coming to this
Yes.
place.
Around the time, Mara, you come up.
And I'm gonna ask when Mara's like coming, if Felicia mentioned the primogen, if she met him, because, and I will tell Bea that he came here and wanted us to find her.
I don't believe she's mentioned them.
Felicia turns to you. Yes, I talked to the primogen.
Oh.
He will come. The day will come when there is a need.
Right.
But he says Camarilla doesn't need him right now.
Well.
Okay.
It's almost...
And see that she kind of reflexively responds, not quite aware that she said that.
Okay.
Isn't it lovely how it was almost like the way we were, only that we are all like half dead?
I think I could have skipped the incident, if I'm perfectly honest, but I'm glad that we're at least back together.
Yes, that's good. And if we are going to get our own haven, maybe things could at least somehow get back.
We are going to have heaven? What
Yes.
they miss?
So I spoke with the Ventrue primogen, and
he wants us to get back and give the statement.
yes. However, I'm speculating here, I will admit, but I'm not going to force you to stay in the Camarilla, but I would appreciate it if you could come back and give your statements to the Ventrue primogen. And he said he will look into a haven for us.
And he promised that I will be safe.
Yes, he's
also
safe.
And Bea trusts him.
I made a promise and I am a monster of my word. So I'll go back and give all the information I have.
Excellent.
But
There's a car that can pick us up tomorrow night at 11.
okay. But I already warn you that if someone try to hurt Janina, there will be drama.
No worry, nobody's gonna
Like you never see drama like the one I'm going to cause.
we are going to be.
Well, I don't believe it'll be necessary. So I'll
I just,
double check before we head off. But
okay. I know, seriously, I know that we can just trust their words, but
I did try to check.
I trust your instinct. If you say Janina is safe. I will give. Mara looks at Janina. We can give the information like we promised,
And then maybe we can speak with Roman once we're there, and with Dominic, to let them know that we won't be coming back again.
And that they have to check out and be aware of the rats.
Yes.
I think
Really?
it is actually important to tell them.
Yes, because kindred are disappearing. I don't think it's normal. I'm afraid that this Sabbath guy that probably is responsible. I don't know. Maybe he controlled the rats. He spy on us.
Yeah, I told Bear about the date we tried to set.
Wait, date?
I mean date. With the master.
You know what? We're just going to gloss over that.
Okay.
I think he has more than just rats. There was crows I witnessed earlier this evening.
It was I describe to Bea the rats master because okay.
Does it sound like the man with the flesh jacket?
Yes, it is the man with the flesh jacket with very sharp features, slightly weird shapes on his head.
I'm sorry that I always focus on the flesh jacket. I just think it's quite a defining feature.
It is.
Right.
Flesh jacket.
Maybe
New fashion.
Maybe our esteemed elders at Camarilla know more about this guy. I don't remember to have ever seen him in the Sabbath quarters after that one time. I glanced at him.
You're looking for safer havens for your group, yes?
We have a plan, but we encountered the fierce enemy of all, human laborers.
City planning.
Yes, actually, yes. We have to stop them to destroy my theater.
Could I would like to pull out the map from my bag, and I would like to try and figure out what areas of the city will be safer for the anarchs to stay in.
All right.
If I've got any loose change or something again.
Yes, sure. Roll your perception and awareness with difficulty 8 as you throw your coins.
Yeah.
I assume.
Yes.
Over the map of Warsaw.
I might actually spend a willpower on this because I do want them all to be safe.
Oh, go ahead.
My sisters care about this, and therefore I care about this.
Love for everyone.
Yeah.
Sorry, what difficulty did you say it was again?
8.
Right, okay. I've rolled 2 10s, so that's 5 successes, including the willpower.
Okay.
Yeah. You're anarch in your heart.
So you throw the coins on the map, and most of them fall outside it, indicating that most of the city is not safe.
Yeah, that's fair.
And few of them starts rolling on the map, and they center around the sort of center old city, but not too far into it area, around Hotel Bristol, that tiny bit of what used to be the city center, going to the Vistula River in one direction, going a little bit into the direction where you are now, but not too far. Crossing Vistula River at one point and hesitantly indicating maybe on one area of the other bank, but not quite where your haven was, and Mara's Theater is in Praga, to the other side of the Poniatowski Bridge that you used to cross, as a maybe. But in the end, all those coins, while they circle around the center area, indicating it being relatively safe, in the end, all of them roll out of the map.
Wonderful.
Clearly not indicating any place that would clearly be safe. And it means that there isn't really a safe area. There might be safe places that can be found, but as areas go, there is Camarilla presence more strongly established in one place. Other than that, it's all pretty risky.
Okay.
Great.
It looks like the safer areas are closer to the Camarilla. It makes sense, I suppose. There's nowhere that's truly safe. There's no one area that I can recommend, but around that area is probably less likely to start to immediately get jumped by Sabat. But again, still need to be cautious and sensible. But that would be my recommendation.
My place is not that far. So, well, Mara looks at the coins that escaped the city.
Yeah, I'm slowly starting to pick them up again.
Yeah. The coins make no sense to you, but even you can sort of get that how Bea thinks about this.
Well, but we need to fight the innocent human laborers who are doing their work. Who should be less scary than Sabat, at least.
And you are all starting to feel kind of tired now.
Yes.
As the dawn is approaching.
Okay.
Will we be all sleeping here together?
Think so?
Yes.
Do you want to go somewhere else, Janina?
No, I was just asking.
Okay.
If that was everyone agreed on this, because I know Bea and Felicia prefer to be left alone, but so I just wanted to make sure that they are okay with this.
I think it's less that they've wanted to be left alone and more that they've wanted to be together. So in our first haven, it was mostly a matter of convenience. There were 4 beds. They were in 2 different rooms. So that was how that's separated.
Okay, I will probably sit somewhere near Bea and Mara.
Mara probably sits the farthest from Felicia she can.
Okay. You're on the other side of the small space. And you are all starting to get sleepy. Janina, what goes through your head as you lie down?
Well, I think at first I think that I glance and I see all of my sisters and Felicia, and my mind probably skipped to the times when we were together. And in that, it feels comforting that we are together. My sire is also downstairs, and that is even better. And then I'm really happy that Bea is back with us. That Felicia is safe, that she's okay, and that Mara's. And here is probably when I think back about Zoya calling me Mara's lover, and I'm just maybe overthinking that if Mara thinks about that and what she thinks. But that's like on the back of my head, that's what I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm like glancing at her.
And then you fall asleep, glancing at her. Mara, do you think about that? Or have you forgotten in all the other things that happened?
I think Mara right now is probably very. There is also this thing at the back of her head, also because for not entirely natural reasons, she's probably thinking a lot about Janina lately, in the last few days.
Absolutely.
But all is kind of overwhelmed by the worrying about tomorrow meeting with Camarilla, how she's going to fit the anarchs like in her haven somehow. She's very worried, and she's very scared to be retaken by the Sabbat. She wants to avoid that at any cost. And she's also kind of protective of Oscar.
All right, so you think about Oscar.
But honestly, Mara's protective over many.
Yes, she is.
And I love that.
And you fall asleep with those thoughts. And you, Bea?
I mean, I've had a myriad of emotions today, so I'm just relieved that everyone is now relatively safe. I'm glad that Janina and Mara have agreed to come back tomorrow evening. I'm curious about the Malkavian primogen. I'm also a bit worried about this date? Question mark. I'm not quite sure what's happening with that, and that makes me nervous, and I want to look into that, but that'll probably be for tomorrow to deal with.
And you fall asleep, and please roll me your nightmares roll.
Oh, wonderful.
7 is the difficulty.
I rolled a 10 and a 1.
Well, all right then. But first, Mara, you wake up in the water tower. You see Janina sleeping, turned towards you, and Bea near Felicia, I assume.
Yes.
Mara immediately look at Janina, and she's once again sad, realizing they are no longer waking up at the same time. Then she looks at Bea and Felicia, and has like a cold shiver running down her spine, and she just shrugged, and she go downstairs to see if anyone is awake by chance.
Yeah. How much damage do you have right now? You healed, right?
Yes, I am at injured level.
Okay.
So I have 3.
So you healed up a bit. So you notice your horn is a bit longer. It starts growing back.
I'm
My pride.
Consuming my blood point to wake up. I'm a bit happy.
Yes, please all spend your blood for this night.
I feel
That's 2
pleased
for
by.
Janina. And you can all gain 1 willpower.
Oh,
Yay!
this is. I will need it.
I'm right now on happy 2.
How much blood do you have, Janina,
I have
after this night?
6, and I have to cross 2, right, to wake up.
Yes,
So 4.
4. All right. We will get to that. How about you, Mara? How much do you have blood?
5.
5. So you're not that hungry. It's sort of there at the back of your mind, but it's all right. And you go downstairs. Everyone is sleeping downstairs still.
Mara can dance
Yes.
between the
There
corners.
isn't really much space to dance.
Okay.
Mara feels kind of. It's a common feeling for her, and she does not like it. But once again, she is reminded how she's alone. She's surrounded by people, but she's also alone, and she often feels like the odd one in the group, and this reminds her a bit of that. So she looks around with melancholy, and she probably recites something.
Yes. So you're thinking about it and reciting.
She will probably go back to play something from the Hamlet, I think.
All right. Okay. So you're continuing with reciting Hamlet. And as you're doing that, eventually, Nina and Oscar open their eyes and start staring. And at the same time, Janina, you wake up. Upstairs, you open your eyes, you don't see Mara, but you hear her voice performing.
I will
reciting.
glance back to Bea and Felicia.
You're glancing to Bea and Felicia. They're both still sleeping, and they're both slightly agitated in their sleep. Bea is kind of moving, clutching her fists. Felicia has few already dried up tears on her cheek.
I'll probably come closer to Felicia and try to wipe the tears with my sleeve.
You can sort of wipe them, scrape them out. You hear Mara reciting.
Okay, I will leave Bea and Felicia, and I will maybe try to do something with my hair quickly and get down. Maybe probably maybe I will stay for a bit and watch Mara from the upstairs.
All right, so you're doing that. And you, Mara, reciting as Oscar sits up, looks around in panic, but then kind of starts listening and calms down. And Nina wakes up from her blanket, tries to fix her hair, smiles at you, clearly listening. And eventually you finish your monologue.
I will
Nina
probably
smiles.
from the
That's a
upstairs.
lovely thing to wake up to. Thank you, my dear.
It's something I love, so I could do that no problem every time. How are you feeling?
I am all right. I believe Oscar is still recovering from yesterday's meeting.
Well,
Oscar just sits up. I'm better. It's a lot of memories of the primogen, you know. she brought me, well, was present. They change who they are, whole personalities.
Mm.
But they brought me my sire and Rahela, my sister. And I don't think Camarilla liked me very much.
Well, at least we can say that your primogen look out for their own.
Not for me. He asked for Bruno to be spared. And Prince decided Rahela was promising, whatever that means.
You are promising too. You are brilliant. That's just twisted.
I guess I wasn't good enough for them. They didn't want to see me. And you can see that he says that he is getting more agitated.
Yeah. I once again put my hands on his shoulders. Well, fuck them. You are great. And we will show everyone that. Okay? On the stage.
He smiles
Everyone.
and nods. And as you're doing that, Nina puts a hand on his shoulder and says, and they let you live in the end. They won't go back on that. They're not like that. Not without a reason. And he just nods. Janina, you're observing all this. Do you come down?
I will come down eventually. Like once this is happening, I will probably like listening, and I just think that Mara is too good for this world. that she doesn't deserve to be stuck with this life. She's too good of a person, and once she finishes this, I will come down and greet everyone.
They smile at you. Good evening, says Nina.
I should probably start doing your hair now.
At this, I'm probably like, because I feel bad, because I know what it means.
You're not quite sure what happened.
Yeah.
You used to do that for me, I'll do that for you.
Right, but I don't have such long, beautiful hair.
Nonsense. Anyway, I suppose the other are asleep.
They were when I woke up. I'm not sure if now. I will probably try to listen if I hear anything like from that space.
No, you don't. But soon after, as you're listening, you notice that Daniel is moving and sort of sitting up. And Wanda is also moving, and she reaches for a blanket that she has near her and tries to wrap herself in it even more, but is clearly awake.
This is
That's a
me
mood.
every morning.
Same.
But Daniel sits up.
I will greet mainly Daniel, but eventually like Wanda as well. But
Daniel,
are you all
see
right?
you're all awake. Yeah, just worried, I suppose. At that, Wanda sits, kind of still wrapped in a blanket, but she sits up. Yeah, we're all worried. I'll go check out your theater later. she says to you, Mara.
Great.
But if it's being demolished, I don't think there's much we can do.
Well, at least we will know if it's a possibility.
Well, I'll ask. I know some people on the streets. Kids, all of them. But they can ask around and see if it's something from above or a local initiative.
Yes. Well, in the meantime, I suppose we will have to finish our job for the Ventrue primogen.
Yes. We
My
were asked to be
sincere condolences. And Daniel just rolls his eyes, yeah.
Yes, and you can bet that the Toreador primogen will be on the same chair as every night. Okay, anyone want for me to say something to some people in Camarilla as we are going there?
Vanda looks like I really want to tell them all to go fuck themselves, but don't repeat that.
I would, but I was already told yesterday probably is not a good idea to be. So.
No, it's a shitty idea. You can't always have what you want.
So something I can actually tell to someone. No, your friends.
They sort of look to another. Oscar is like, tell my sire and Verhela that I'm okay.
Okay, yes.
I hope they're doing well.
Well, if Bruno would stop making other of your brothers and sisters, would be better, but
he tries with all his strength, but he can't.
You also.
It hurts him too much to see things crumble to dust and be forgotten.
You also have a brother I'd like to introduce you some in the future.
In the future, maybe.
Yes,
and
it's I have to solve his situation first, but he's a good guy.
If you could tell, well, my clan, that they can expect me, that I miss them. Especially talk to Stefania. And Diana, you can talk as well. Ask Stefania if I can go back.
Okay, you realize your primogen is like one of the worst people on the planet. Do you realize that?
If you think that, you haven't met many people.
Well, true, but he is really bad news. I warn you.
I am aware of him.
Okay.
I know some things he's done.
Okay.
Still prefer him to other oases here if we're not careful. You saw the taste of Sabat, didn't you?
Okay, I'll ask them if you can go back. And
speak for me. Talk to Stefania, though.
Okay. And I'll be very glad if you go back, if you can befriend Anna Maria. And I think she can use some friends.
If he lets me.
Well, I feel bad for her. let's just say that. So
She
if
just
you
nods. She just
can.
nods.
Okay, I'll ask. I talk with Stefania. Okay. I always joke about this, but actually I've known also great people in your clan. I just very worried about your boss, so to speak.
He can be dangerous, but not if you don't cross him.
Okay. Well, you are better than me in that regard. I will. Okay, anyone else? Since I'm taking...
Daniel just goes, nah.
Okay.
And
I-
Vanda
I-
just shakes her head. Meanwhile,
I just like...
It's like a waiter taking orders.
yes. Bea,
Hi.
you are walking through the streets of Warsaw, looking for somebody. You're trying to keep calm. You have memories of the street, happy memories that are becoming faded, friends, family, love, but you're not sure. It's all becoming faded. There's only panic, feeling that you need to find somebody. And you try to keep calm, not to show, but you start running. You can't stop yourself. You're running and you're shouting some name, and the name disappears from your mind as soon as you shout it, as soon as you hear your own voice. So you don't even know your own words. You can't remember them. They don't stick in your head. And you're running ahead. While some people are running from the opposite directions, shouting, bombs, bombs, go hide yourself. Someone tries to grab you. You hate the touch. You fight, you push them away. They turn back briefly, but they let you go. You're pushing through the bodies. But everyone is running away from you, and you see smoke in front of you. And you see fire that fills you with fear. And you worry that someone you want to find, someone you need to find is lost. And you're running towards the smoke and the fire, but there is more and more people escaping in the opposite direction. And you're stuck between them. Their hands are around you, their bodies are around you, crushing you, closing around you. You're trying to pull your way across, but you can't. There is only this touch, this oppressive touch all around you as the smoke goes thicker and you stop seeing, and the noise of bombs and screaming fills your ears. You wake up.
I slowly sit up, very gingerly, and glance around at my surroundings. Confused.
You see Felicia. You hear some voices, familiar voices coming from downstairs. The sound of bombs. You still can, for a moment after awaking, you can still feel this touch all over your body and hear the bombs, and it is slowly fading. Now you're realizing it was just a dream.
There's this brief moment where I almost want to claw my own skin off. But then it fades. And I just sit there, almost trying to not put pressure on myself, so trying to not touch any parts of my body as much as possible, but sitting there on the floor, trying to feel the sensation of the floor under me more than anything else. And then I listen to the sounds of the voices and try to filter them through the sounds of the bombs. And I just sit there shaking.
And you hear Mara talking about who she will contact in Camarilla on behalf of Nina and Oscar. And you're shaking meanwhile downstairs. As you finished taking messages, Zoya wakes up. Straightens herself, stands up almost immediately. Looks to everybody. What are you standing around like this for? But she doesn't say it. She's smiling. She says it as a sort of joke. As Daniel replies, I'm just waiting on you. Sleeping Beauty. She rolls her eyes and gives him this angry stare, but doesn't react apart from that.
Mara seems a bit more cautious about her now that she knows that she's actually the oldest. So she's like, okay, she's the real deal. I'm almost afraid to ask, but do you have some messages? Would you like for me to deliver to some members of the Camarilla, since I'm going to report my exciting experience with Sobat?
Are you gonna talk to my primogen?
I will we are going to talk to the Ventrue, but I think there will be all there.
I would like to slowly come downstairs with my notebook, starting to flick back through it.
Yes. So you flick back through it and you see what happened. Zoya looks to you, Mara looks to you, Janina. Oh, what the hell? Tell him I sometimes miss our discussions.
I will note this.
Absolutely.
But tell him that I still think he's wrong.
I will. From a distance. Probably.
He won't mind. I used to tell him that all the time.
Yes, he seems quite nice, I don't think.
Not quite a revolutionary, but yeah, kind of nice.
Okay. That too.
You see Belle coming down, flicking through her notebook.
Occasionally twitching when the sort of faint echo of a bomb goes off somewhere in the distance. And still trembling, but...
And as you do that, please roll me your perception and occult.
Oh no. Oh no.
Difficulty will be 7.
Okay. Five successes.
5 successes. So Belle, you're walking down, flicking through your notebook, looking at the letters, and you get a sense of being observed. And you see 2 pairs of red eyes looking at you through the darkness and circling and circling. And you know they're coming closer. You know they can almost see you.
We need to leave.
And you feel you can almost smell blood and earth and some herbs. The smell approaching all around you, on your senses.
We need to leave.
Janina, Mara, you see, there. Just stop with her notebook, stare at it, look in the distance, and say, we need to leave. And you see Oscar kind of stand up very quickly, become very agitated, start looking around.
Okay. Maybe.
And soon after that, you hear howling and barking of several hounds approaching from several directions. And I think we will stop here for tonight.
Also, can I heal before? Can I heal some of my damage?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
1 blood point per 1 damage.
Okay. So I will leave at least 1 because I don't
Okay, you're
have as
healing.
much blood, so
No,
at
I.
least I'm just -1 right now.
Yes.
Okay.
So you're healing. So we will stop here on the cliffhanger because we don't have time to get into all that might occur. We will be back to see what happens in 2 weeks on the 17th of August. Thank you so much, everyone who's been watching. We hope you will come back to continue the story with us and see what is coming for the Anarchs and the Coterie. We love you. Thank you for your support and for being with us throughout the story through 20 episodes already.
So many.
So see you in 2 weeks. Bye.
Bye.